Hello, we are Craig and Janice, and welcome back to another edition of Cruising Off Duty. As you know, if you've been following along, we're at the Annapolis Sailboat Show, checking out catamarans. This is our 10th episode, and if you're looking to buy a catamaran, this is probably the series you want to watch, so I'll put a playlist at the top to go back and watch it from the beginning. But we've covered all the production cats from Lagoon, Fontaine Pajot, and Leopard, and we've even gotten into some boutique builders like the exquisite X5, which we really loved, and the majestic 530, which we also really loved, but for totally different reasons. In this episode, we're going to cover the Antares 44i and the Outremer 60 foot. 60 foot, can you afford that, Craig? Nope. But the only reason we're showing it to you is because it's the brand that Sailing La Vagabond has, and everybody wants to know what it looks like. So picture this boat, but much smaller, is what they're sailing on. Just a little heads up here, we don't really gush and go crazy about how much we love the Outremer. But hey, if somebody was to come and offer us a catamaran to sail around the world on, we'd take it too. I mean, wouldn't we all? Anyways, on to the Antares 44i.
Hey everybody, we are now on the Antares 44. We haven't been on this boat in a while. We haven't seen it the last couple of shows we've been to. Some of you may not have seen it. So we're going to do a little tour of that.
Want to do the outside first?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's got a lovely seating area at the back here. Comfortable seats. The dining area and table is comfortable. There's cushioning.
It's got a leaf that folds up, I guess.
Yeah.
No, it folds over. This leaf folds
Yes,
over.
so it's a full size dining area.
Okay. So they have nice little steps. Yeah, see?
Not much I can do here. Just sit and
There's
relax.
no instruments or
enjoy the view.
winches, just sit and relax.
But it's hard Dodger, hard Bimini. Like hard Dodger is one of the. Like
It's
not
a
just
nice-
for us. Having
nice selling feature.
A captain seat with just a flimsy Bimini and no hard Dodger for shelter.
Not really, we're not fans of that. So, yeah, there's the one shroud you kind of have to like lean to get around, but it's not super narrow. You have a huge princess seat. And the fairly small, but that's fine. Nice. I like the material for the trampoline. It's a soft trampoline. Like it's not going to be the kind you can lay on without getting rope burn. And there's a hatch here that's opened into a storage area. And there's Janice sitting on her princess seat. She loves that seat.
I love sitting here underway.
Yeah, and it's big enough you could flip your legs around and go the other way too if you wanted to.
Good.
So. And we're going down this side.
And that's the thing, it's not, none of these things are free.
Okay, so here's a cabin back here. A cabin back here. Alright, so this is the captain's area behind a protected Dodger.
It's good, and I can still see what's going on over there. And we're still with
All the instruments are here, and it looks like they have two screens. Yeah. Okay.
I do like this. This is very comfortable, and the ceiling's high enough. But what was there was one that it had like a decapitation port.
that
Like
was
it wasn't tall enough to sit
Yeah, you had
here
to
with
open
the window
You
closed.
had to open the window to sit here. Yeah.
So I want whoever's in charge of driving, me sometimes, on passages.
Yeah.
I want full enclosure shelter opportunities.
Okay. So there's an ice maker down there. Let's go inside now. All right. So this is. You've always said the wood in these is nice.
Yeah, the floors are beautiful. The tables are beautiful. The wood is beautiful.
So you got the beautiful salon
Very
table.
nice.
Hello.
Yeah.
And then this is the galley down.
Yes, I thought there was something here.
So you have a cabin back here. We'll go from the port side. The cabin back here, you got plenty of ventilation. So you've got two opening hatches here. Really nice wood with some really nice cabinetry. And then you have an opening hatch there, an opening hatch on top, and then you have the the escape hatch that you could open if you needed air from underneath. And kind of like the more modern fans, which I like. It's not the cheapy plastic ones. Closet.
They have it shut.
Okay. So we're going to go through. This is now your galley side on the port side. This is the down galley. So you've got a really nice double sink.
It is nice, but I don't want galley down. This is why this is never going to be better for me.
Well, supposedly they can do it galley up.
Yeah.
Anyways, they've always shown us the galley down version at these shows. So you've got a oven microwave combo. And then you come back here, and now you've got like a bunk. Oh, yeah, you got a bunk bed system. You got 2 bunks. I'm guessing it probably, if you're buying new, you can ask them to make it a full bed instead of a bunk. Oh, not really a bunk. It's actually a bed on top. Okay, so you've got a full bed.
But is that the
And
only
then a
head on
lower
the side? Is that
bunk.
the only head on the side?
Yes, I believe so. No, is there not a head up there? Back there? So there's a head here, but it's just, the sit on your toilet and shower over top of your toilet head. Janice is yelling from the other side. No head, right? No head over there?
No.
Okay, then. So you only have one tiny head on this side. All right, let's go on I'm assuming the other side's the owner's side. Nice handhold here to come up with wood. Of course, like most of the cats, you got good views.
I like the nav station.
Oh,
Yeah.
but there was a gentleman in here earlier. He
Ceiling
owns one, and he said
port
they,
lights.
Lots of
it was there
airflow.
forever, and they bought it in Antares, and they've been
See your TV is here, but there's not a lot of room with the nav station for a big display.
really noisy down here. But yeah.
So coming down here is your one head, which is okay sized. You got a separate shower, which is decent. This shower is decent sized. Let me get in here and turn around. Shower's decent size.
Oh, sink is a good size.
Sink is an okay size. And of course you have your electric head, I'm assuming. Assuming it's electric. And then, I guess we'll wait till those people are out of the way to go to the cabin. So, coming through here, and we have a cabin. So let me show them what you're talking about. So she closes the door so we have privacy.
Oh,
And then
cool if someone's
pretty
It's a
big
big
cabinet,
closet.
big closet. And there's stuff on her other side too. And we don't open them all. We just know.
Cabinets, more cabinets.
Yeah, so that's good. And a decent sized bed, and you can actually climb right beside it. It's not like wall to wall like in some of the cats we've seen. Yeah, it's okay. I like it. Lots of nice wood.
I do like it.
Yeah,
And
but
the wood is it's definitely, I think, nicer than the lagoons.
oh yeah, or the Fontaine
But the
Majots or
bathroom situation,
bathroom
and
is a
the
bit.
galley situation were my major complaints in the past.
Yes.
Not-
Considering this is an owner's version, let me just spin
Yeah.
around up here. Considering this is an owner's version, that's not a huge head.
No.
Considering you have
Not
this
at
is
all.
the big owner's
And on the
version.
other side, where there's potentially 5 people sleeping, that's a pretty pathetic head.
Pretty
to have
small.
for 5 people.
Yeah, and you're sitting on the toilet to shower. It's not a
Yeah.
separate shower. That has been our complaint in previous years.
Yeah, that's why this
Just
is
feels
never
like
been a
they
contender.
put
The
no-
bathroom and the kitchen, which are two main.
I don't mind the
areas
galley
to me.
down. I think it's nice, but
I do not mind.
yeah. Anyways, I think if they put galley up, there'd be not much space up there in the salon.
Yeah, that's it. I think we've seen galley up, and then the layout was terrible.
Yeah, just small. I wouldn't say terrible. It's
Well-
just that you just have a tiny place to eat inside, and then the galley takes up the rest of the room. But then you have bigger. You probably have a head down there then.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so
But
you'll get
I
enough
remember seeing that, and it was not a good head for two. It was in the middle of the hallway, and it was not
as big as you
adequate.
expected.
No.
Okay. So that's it. But the wood is nice. We'll give it that.
Yeah, wooden floor is beautiful. Cabinetry, gorgeous.
Your version plastic.
No privacy for anyone.
Yeah, you know, it's-
A ton of privacy, but there's just
One other thing we've noticed is that the nav station has its own like captain's chair. One thing we did notice looking back at this footage is a bit of view obstructions in the windows. More modern cats tend to have better 360 view. We also thought that this back covered hard bimini is a bit small. In fact, they have to add a canvas extension off the back to really cover all the seating. You'll notice the bimini doesn't even seem to come back far enough to even cover the entire table. We also noticed in the captain's seat, it doesn't seem to come out wide enough to completely cover you when you're sitting at the captain's seat. Now we have to say we were really impressed with the quality of the wood. We found out that this boat is actually a 2012, so it's 5 years old, and the wood inside looks perfect. It really shows you that if you spend the money and get something with real wood, it can stand the test of time. Now this is one of the sales guys, and he's just going over all the included feature for the price. Now the price may shock you a bit. It's $1.1 million for a 44-foot catamaran. Now the last episode we just showed you a Majestic 530, which is a 53-foot boat, much bigger than this boat, with way more included options that you'll have to go back and watch the other episode to see. I just don't think you're getting enough bang for the buck here. Reading a few of the comments on the Majestic 530 episode, some people were saying that the hull design looked a little dated, but you could also say that about this Antares. The hull design looks like something that was probably designed about 20 years ago. For $1.1 million, we're practically in the same price range as the exquisite X5, which is also one of our favorite boats.
That boat is chock full of technology, and nobody's going to look at that hull and say it looks old-fashioned.
You can see me.
Okay, we just got off the Antares 44, and another impressive boat.
Yeah.
There's a lot we like.
Very many things
lots,
to like.
Lots of good wood and solid wood.
Beautiful finishings and real wood. Floors gorgeous, cabinetry everywhere, good-sized bedrooms. You know.
Yeah, it's a little bit more expensive than the Majestic. It's 1.1, right? 1.1 million. But it pretty much comes with everything you need: water makers, generators, and all that stuff. So again, that's kind of better than the Lagoons, Fontaine Pajots, and Leopards, where they throw you a lower ball price, but then nothing's included.
Yeah.
You want a water maker extra.
And they deteriorate quickly. Like we were looking at them already. Like I noticed up and down the stairs, the edges of the steps are chipped, and the laminate is like peeling.
Yeah.
And they're only a year or two old.
Because they're giving you IKEA wood.
I hate that finishing. I hate that really fake.
Yeah. That fiberboard wood where it's just a laminate. Wood. Yeah, it's just a picture of wood on the outside.
Yeah,
and it chips.
Not even a realistic looking picture.
Yeah, it chips. And
so that wood in here was gorgeous, and the color. But the downsides for me are the galley down, and the heads are not that luxurious.
Although we did find out there was a different head that wasn't shown in this model.
Yeah,
that you have
but even the head that was on the big owner side was not as luxurious as other heads. You know?
Yeah. So if you're into a luxurious head, this is probably not the boat for you, but it has a lot of other good features.
Like we'd take it though. It could be a contender.
The hard Dodger is nice.
Oh, the hard Bimini Dodger is amazing. And if there was something like this affordable and available at the time that we are purchasing, then we would probably take it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And live happily ever after.
It's on our list. All right. On to the next boat.
The last catamaran we're going to show you in this episode is from Outremer. And I think the only reason we're even looking at this boat is it's because it's the boat that Sailing La Vagabond has. Now, they don't have this model. The only model they brought to this show is an Outremer 60 foot, which is absolutely massive for Outremer. Sailing La Vagabond has an Outremer 45, so much smaller than this. And we've seen these boats before at previous shows, and to be quite honest, we're not huge fans of them, mostly because they're designed for a totally different type of market. We want comfort at a reasonable price, and these boats are not reasonably priced, and they are meant for speed. They have dagger boards, and they have really long hulls compared to their beam. So they're long and narrow. And as you can see, they also have this characteristic of having massive trampolines at the front. I guess they're more worried about keeping the weight down than they are having usable deck space. But that's true on the 45 as well that La Vagabond has. Now here we are coming into the inside. It's a kind of a minimalistic modern look on the inside of these boats as opposed to more woody. But it's got its characteristics that I would like. I'm a techie kind of guy, so that nav station looks pretty sweet. Now we swing around here and we show you the galley. For a 60-foot boat, this is not a huge galley. There's only one sink, which is Janice is pointing out there. You can see her vehemently pointing at the sink. She's not impressed that there's only one sink on a boat this big. It would have been awesome if an Outremer 45 was at the show, so we could have looked through that, because I'm kind of curious how their galley looks in real compared to what it looks like on their videos. Now, being an Outremer and being over, 60 feet, I'm sure this boat is north of $2 million. It's way out of our price range, so I didn't even ask anybody. You may be wondering, why do we seem to not want to have a boat with dagger boards? Well, you're going to see in a minute when we go down into the cabins that there's just a lack of space. Those dagger boards need to go somewhere, and they usually go into the bulkheads. Plus, any boat that is designed for speed and has dagger boards usually has very narrow hulls. For the length of boat, you're just not going to get the interior volume. Plus, you have to keep in mind when there's only two of you on a boat and you need to sleep sometimes, your wife, in this case, Janice, will have to sail by herself. And she doesn't want to take the risk of actually knocking off one of those dagger boards by hitting something shallow. So here's a prime example of the narrow hulls and the lack of space. This is a 60-foot catamaran. We haven't looked at anything this big at the show. And look, this bedroom has no space around it, no cabinets, nothing. And anyways, this whole thing we're gonna go through. We're commenting the whole time about how it just doesn't feel like wide enough, and there isn't enough cabinets considering this is a 60-foot catamaran. See right here, I'm about to point at the wall and say, "Where's all the cabinets?" And then we point at the bulkhead. This is where the dagger boards go, and that takes up a lot of space. Now this is a 60-foot owner's version, so this entire hull is the owner's cabin. So you can see the head here is still fairly narrow, considering this is the master head. And then, of course, you get in here to the shower, and it seems really tight. Again, we're just shocked that this is a 60-foot boat, and we're squeezing into these tiny spaces. If we had a Lagoon 60-foot, it would be an absolute massive palatial estate compared to this. So let's go look at the guest cabins. The master cabin didn't look overly big. Obviously, that's not going to be any different here on the guest side. So we go down here, we come in here, and what? What is this situation? Bunk beds? Okay, well, that's what they chose to have. Okay, let's go back here and check out what should be the biggest guest cabin there is on this boat, and the head that goes along with it. Small? Yes, this is the head that your guest is going to have, and it is small, considering this is supposed to be a massive 60-foot catamaran. And just like the other side on the owner side, small. I mean, your wall-to-wall bed and absolutely no cabinets. So, yeah. All right, let me go out here and do a very graceful pirouette so you can see the outside one more time. And then we'll give you our thoughts on this boat. I guess you can kind of tell we're not in love with it. For probably over $2 million, I'd expect to get a lot more. All right, get this. I just went online and found a 2-year-old model of this 5X, and it's $2,590,000. Wow. So a new one's probably $3 million. For any of you that are really into speed, this boat might actually tick those boxes, but it certainly doesn't tick the comfort at a reasonable price. In fact, now the Antares 44i at $1.1 million seems like a steal. I guess it's all relative.